All right, today we are going to put together one of my favorite obelisk trellises. I have Georgia here to help me. This is probably a two-person job. Yeah, it's a two-person job. So Molly and Georgia did the first one, and now I'm stepping in so that Molly can video. All right, so first steps, we're going to have just the top of the obelisk, and you're going to put the one with the hole on top of the one with the bolt. And we're just going to use the little finial at the top. So this is a trellis that's great for like a country, not country, but like a cottage garden or a like European French inspired garden. It's got this nice finial, and you'll see it's got some curves in it as well. So we're not going to make it too tight because we want to make sure that we have the four corners right, but enough to secure it. What did y'all do the first time? Did you do it all the way?
I think we did do it all the way, but I think it's smart to maybe leave it a little bit loose.
Okay, because I've done it before and I didn't quite have it square, and then it. All right, so what's next? Do we bring on the
rings?
The rings. All right, so we'll bring.
Or actually, first
You're gonna put on the bottoms.
Put on the bottom.
Okay, so we have these bottoms. The first have two little hooks, and then the bottom one has just one. We're going to put these going up, right?
Yep.
All right, so we're going to play. Are you sure? I think we should put the circle on first. Just the top circle to hold it.
Okay.
Do you think? What do y'all think? I could be wrong. Test me out on this one. All right, so because it's just easier. You can do it the other way, but it's easier because it only has to go up this short area.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so you hold that. And then we're just going to go around. We're not going to fully tighten them, but we are going to just get all of them latched in place. And then this allows you to have the ability to connect the rest. So we're just keeping it loose, but just making sure it's fully bolted in on all four of these. Then once we do this, we'll add the legs to the trellis and make it taller. So you'll end up unbolting this because we're going to add curves to this trellis as it goes around. So again, don't bolt it all the way, but just get it secure enough so you can move on to the next step. You want to make sure these are going the same direction as the ones on the first level. So we're just going to slide these in, and I think we could even go ahead and you're going to hold this in place like that. And then we'll put these in, and then we can just slide it down. So the two are going to go higher. And we already have that first ring on, so we'll just slide it down and use that to connect. And you can see why you need two people, so she can hold it up there while I put everything in place. All right. You can see this is our large size. So you got to have a little bit of height just to hold on to it. So I'm going to pass one bolt to her, and I'll start the opposite end. Now we're going to go on the top hole. Oh, we actually are going to have a ring on every one, aren't we? So you're going to put a ring on both. You'll have two rings right here in the center. This is the hardest one. Once you get the first one attached, okay, then you get a little strength, but just trying to get those legs. All right, that one's done, or at least started. So two people is definitely the way to go for this one. Grab your child, hire them for garden help, get your buddy, your best friend, invite your neighbor over. And then for the last two hoops, we'll pull those up from the bottom. And that's when we can start putting the curves in here. So right here, I'm going to give you one. Right here in the center, you have this nice double look. And then when you get closer to the bottom, we'll have just one. All right, so we're now on the bottom layer, and we are going to finish up here, and then we'll start attaching the curved pieces. All right, so at this point, we've got all the trellises essentially together. Now we just take these pretty curved pieces, and these go from one side, the top, to the center, and then down from the center to the bottom. So it looks like this continuous curved line. And you just simply keep everything else in place. Unscrew it carefully.
That's why we don't tighten
the bolts. And then you're just going to put the bolt right into the curve and then slide all the holes back together. And you're good. All right, so there's that piece, and then George is going to do the same thing there. And then what you're looking for is right where she stops. I'll start one right here that'll go down to there. So it'll look like this kind of full piece, one piece, when it's really two. And this also ensures that your trellis stays together really well, because all the pieces will be connected with these curves. So you can see what I mean. This really creates like a really unique cottage feel to the trellis. Here you go. And you can probably also see what I mean, that we need two people to put this together. Makes it so much faster and easier, much faster. All right, perfect. So once we get those, then we have two more. And you're gonna start these on the opposite end. So this one's here, so that one's gonna go there, and it will run to this side. And that's it. What do y'all think? So pretty. So we're gonna plant vining perennials actually on this here for this client, but you can do all kinds of things under this. You can do vining tomatoes, peas, beans, cucumbers. You can do passion vine. You could do blackberries, raspberries, any vining type plant, even, you know, a loofah or something like that. Anything works, and it's got so many little rungs and spots to grab onto that this is going to give you nice, strong support for any vine. So we are done. Give me a high five. So now all that you have to do is just go through and tighten everything. So I would tighten the top first, and then the kit comes with a little, what do you call it, wrench? A little wrench that we can use just to tighten everything up, and then you are good to go. So thank you, Georgia, for helping me, and Molly for showing me the way. And good luck with your own trellis. I can't wait to see these in your garden. You can always find these inside the Gardenary shop.